Now a message especially for pastors or spiritual leaders. For anyone being half awake in Bible prophecy should know we are bumping the end of time. And along with that, many of us believe a time is coming when Satan will impersonate the second coming of Christ. Matthew 24 says a lot about not being deceived in this regard. Point being, in the final stages of this world's history, God's people need to be prepared by knowing the true ways of God in order to detect the impostor. What I'm trying to say is the purpose of this message is to reveal the deceptions that all of us were meant to go through. You will soon discover that the deceptions has been within God's plan and was given us so we could recognize truth from error at every stage, even within spiritual things. Simply notice how the so-called spiritual people treated Jesus all in the name of holiness. They were closed-minded, thinking they had all the truth they needed. But as we know, the ways of Jesus was flipping their world upside down. So, do we really have all the information we need? In Matthew 25, we have the story of 10 bridesmaids, which represents us spiritual leaders, whose responsibility is to prepare the bride to meet the bridegroom. Now let me say that again. There are 10 bridesmaids which represent us spiritual leaders, whose responsibility is to prepare the bride to meet the bridegroom. Now, to get right to the point. 5 bridesmaids were foolish. They thought they had plenty of oil, which represents light. They were sure they had prepared their flock with all the light of heaven they needed. But the other 5 bridesmaids were wise. They kept searching for more light about what God is really like. In other words, more oil that produces more light. Of course, the question I have to ask, pastor or spiritual leader, are you satisfied with the light you have prepared your flock with?